Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. How you all doing? You enjoying your weekend? Mine's not going too bad. Thought I'd do a quick video on the Tyson Fury, Dillian White purse bid thing. Won by Frank Warren and Queensbury. Were you surprised? Yeah, I was surprised myself. $41 million, a lot of money. And I think it's very interesting that Frank won this bid because I expected, perhaps naively, I expected DAZN and Eddie Hearn to win it. Probably because Eddie's been winning everything over the last 10 years, more or less everything. And Frank won it. Where did Frank get $41 million from? I don't, what is that, 32 million, 30 million quid, something like that? My translation ain't good. Currency translation, I'd have to Google it, and but it's some serious money. Where did he get it from? Now, he's got close connections with Bob Arum, and it's interesting because if you look back on Frank Warren's career back in the 90s, he did a lot of business with Don King, which ended a little bit acrimoniously because King sued him and I think took away, if memory serves, something like, I think he had to pay him 900 grand or something like that. I could have that wrong, maybe the figure's wrong, but it ended acrimoniously. But Warren was working closely with King, and King was at the top of his game. He was still a big force, not the complete spent force he is now. And they did a lot of fights together. Tyson came over twice. The Ben McClellan fight was a co-production, I think. And yeah, who was the bigger partner? You got to say internationally it was King. And Frank was his sort of connection to mostly Britain, but to some degree Europe as well, I suppose. Maybe not Europe, mostly the UK. But definitely King was the leading partner there. Now I think the same thing is happening with Arum and Warren, and I think probably most of that 41 million probably came from Arum, because if you go to a company's house and you can get online and have a look yourself, it's all open books. Queensbury promotions have not been doing well at all in recent years, and yeah, if it's not Arum, who is it? MTK, maybe? Tyson is close friends with Daniel Kinahan. I think the whole Fury family are. Perhaps they got the money from MTK. Yeah, maybe. It's possible. But either way, the bid has been won by Queensbury. And so it looks like it's certainly possible. It's meant to happen. I never expect any fight to come off until they're actually walking to the ring. And even then, I'm expecting someone to trip over the rope and break a leg or something. But it looks like it's going to be Fury versus White, which is mildly surprising. I didn't think that fight would come off. And maybe I'm being a little bit conspiratorial here. If you've seen my videos before, you know my contempt for the conspiracy theorist mentality. But I do wonder whether Fury thinks, between Usyk and White, I'd rather have White. White's an easier touch. I just wonder. Because Fury's crafty. Fury's very, very crafty. He's not like AJ. AJ takes on all comers at all times. He does all his mandatories. Fury doesn't. Fury picks and chooses. He's got that Floyd Mayweather vibe going on in his head. And I'm thinking maybe he thought, yeah, I'll have White. Of the two, I'll have White. And AJ can go ahead with Usyk. He'll probably get knocked off. And then maybe I can somehow, maybe I can fight Usyk later on. Or maybe I can navigate, I've got more of a bargaining tool if I have a fight with Anthony Joshua, because Joshua, even if he does lose to Usyk a second time, and I would think Usyk's the red hot favourite, Joshua will still be a big ticket seller. So Fury's got options in the future, but I think he prefers White to Usyk, a much easier touch and a more commercially viable touch. So yeah, interesting development here. Does this now mean that Joshua goes in with Usyk? You would think so. I did a video recently, and now you see, 3 months ago I made this video saying, I think I was in the minority, or I was saying Joshua should take the rematch. But this was before the whole business with I'm getting a new trainer, all that jazz. All right. because I thought, okay, you go in, you give a good account of yourself, even if you lose. You do another. Let's say you go this and do another 12 rounds. That's great experience, and then you've taken your rematch. No one can call you a coward or anything. You know, they can't pin anything on you. You've lost twice to a Hall of Fame future heavyweight and an undisputed cruiserweight, potentially an undisputed heavyweight. Okay, you go away, you rebuild your training team, and the pressure's off you. And, you know, but you've got that experience, even though you lost twice to Usyk. And, of course, there's a chance Fury may beat Usyk in the rematch. I mean, not Fury, Joshua may beat Usyk in the rematch. You just don't know. But let's say he did lose. At least he can say, well, I fought everyone. I never ducked anyone. Which is true. He's never, ever ducked anyone, Anthony Joshua. He's always been the man looking for the man, all right? You cannot necessarily, well, you certainly can't say the same about Fury. Fury ducked David Price back in the day. He didn't want any of that. You know, it's hard to believe now, but at the time, Price, a lot of people considered Price to be, you know, more of a potential world champ than Fury, because Fury was, you know, lazy, and you remember the John McDermott fights, and but of course Fury proved himself, and Price fell apart. But at the time when Fury was it British and Commonwealth? No, it was not British. It was Commonwealth, European. No, I don't remember. He had belts anyway. I think it was British and Commonwealth, and he was meant to fight Price, and Price he vacated, and Price picked them up. You know, so I think if Joshua was to lose twice to Usyk, he could go away with the pressure off him, rebuild over a long period of time, a year maybe, have a couple of fights against top 15 guys, sharpen his tools, work on whatever he's working on with his new trainer. He's always a ticket seller, and then he could make a run at Fury or Usyk or whoever's got the belts, another world title run. Because he's got time, he ain't that old, Fury. Joshua's not that old. Neither's Fury. Usyk's middle 30s, yeah. So, yeah, I think Tyson Fury has been quite shrewd, and his team have been quite shrewd. Where's the money come from? Aram or MTK would be my guess, but what do I know? And also Dillian White in all of this, he's finally getting his title shot, which is brilliant, because if no one deserves a title shot more than Dillian White, his resume has got depth. It's like the fucking Mariana-Trench, and he's a very deserving mandatory contender. Very often the mandatory contenders aren't deserving, but this guy certainly is. And he's getting, I think it works out to just over $8 million, which is about 6 million quid, roughly. So five and a bit. Yeah, probably his biggest payday, and he deserves it. Who'll win that fight? Fury and White. You've got to lean towards Fury, but Dillian's left hook, you can't rule it out. And when Fury is hit, I know he gets up, but he hits the floor. When he's hit clean, he goes down. So I favour Fury to mess White around and probably stop him late or win on points. But White's a live wire. If he is an underdog, you may not consider him an underdog. I sort of do, but not by much. But he's a live wire. He's a live underdog. Yeah, so that's the purse bids. Like I say, I'll believe it when I see it. But looks like Fury's fighting White. And the build-up's going to be great, isn't it? You just know they're going to be throwing verbal custard pies left, right and centre. It's probably be X-rated stuff at times, but what a great build-up that's going to be. I'm looking forward to this fight. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about the purse bids? Are you a little surprised that Warren won? It does also beg the question: was Eddie Hearn that bothered about winning the purse bid? Maybe he's more into Joshua and Usyk. He's always been close to Joshua than White, even though he's promoted White a lot. Maybe he weren't that fussed. People are saying, well, DAZN had their budget. Okay, yeah, that's I'm sure they did have a budget, but they got deep pockets. Look, they're trying to buy BT Sports. Did Hearn think, I'm not that fussed about promoting this fight? Maybe he thinks Dillian's just a pain in the arse. Dillian, don't forget, still has the WBC legal case going on. Maybe he's got too many sweets in the bag, Eddie. Maybe he's thinking, oh, I'm going to concentrate on AJ now. Dillian, you do your thing. Dillian's self-managed, so you go do your thing with the WBC and you go and fight Fury. And of course, if he wins, Eddie can say, whoa, I'll promote you. But if he loses, you know, still got Joshua. Yeah, it's this tangled web, isn't it? This tangled heavyweight boxing web. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below. If you're new to this channel, it's Joe Stunner Boxing. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I want more subscribers. Go on, it don't cost you anything. Pretty please. Pretty pleased with Shura on top. Hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. We'll speak again soon. Much love to all of you. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.